Economic impact of the collaboration of scientists. Timeline of development of the atomic structure. In 1803, John Dalton created a model called the solid sphere. His theory stated that atoms are invisible, all atoms are identical in properties such as size and mass, atoms are rearranged as a chemical reaction occurs, compounds are formed by combination of multiple atoms, they cannot be created or destroyed. Positive. Recognize atoms of particular element differ from other elements. Negatives. Atoms aren't invisible but are composed of subatomic particles. In 1904, J. Thomson created a model called plum pudding. He discovered this through running a cathode ray through an atom. His theory stated that the atom is a sphere of positive charge with electrons dotted throughout like plums in a pudding. Positive, he recognized electrons as compartment of atom. Negative, he did explain about the nucleus. He didn't, sorry. In 1911, Ernest Rutherford created a model called nuclear model. He fired positively charged alpha particles at a thin sheet of gold foil. Most passes through with little deflection, but some deflected at angles. His theory stated that this was only possible if the atom has mostly empty spaces with the positively charged at the center, the nucleus. Positives realized positive charge was localized in the nucleus of an atom. Negatives did not explain why electrons in orbit around the nucleus. In 1913, Niels Bohr created a model called the planetary. He created a new model of the atom. It consisted of electrons that orbited in shells or layers around the nucleus. As the energy level changed, so did the location of the electron. Niels Bohr was also the first to introduce the idea of quantum mechanical model where a cloud of electrons surrounds the nucleus. His theory stated that the electron moved around the nucleus in orbits with fixed energies and size. Positives of this models were it proposed stable electron orbits and explained emission spectra of some elements. The negative was moving electrons should emit energy and collapse into the nucleus. And in 1932, James Chadwick created a model called the beryllium. He shot alpha particles, two protons and two neutrons bond, at a sheet of beryllium that filtered out the electrons. The neutrons hit a sheet of paraffin wax. The ones that filtered through the paraffin wax were the protons. His theory stated that neutrons help reduce the repulsion between protons to stabilize the atom's nucleus. Neutrons always reside in the nucleus of atom and they are about the same size as protons. However, neutrons have no charge, a charge of zero. The positive of this was he discovered the neutron. Scientific collaboration. Collaboration between scientists is very common in the modern world. Scientific collaborations can help improve an idea or concept that helps humanity and have a lot of positive impacts, but could also lead to serious conflicts which can have negative impacts. Economic impacts is just one of the many places that scientific collaboration affects both positively and negatively. Fundings. Funding for this collaboration comes from two significant sources, corporations or the government. When businesses can realize economic benefits from this collaboration, they can fund this research. If that isn't achieved, then by collaborating with universities in government sponsored industry, university research programs can be made. Why is it important? The primary advantage of collaborations are the share of knowledge, skills, and techniques among partners. It's cost effective too. This inflow of knowledge contributes to the accumulation of knowledge process that leads to the economic development and growth. According to survey responses of 443 academic scientists affiliated with university research centers in the USA, we examined the long-standing assumption that research collaboration has a positive effect on publishing productivity. This productivity leads to the economic growth of the country. They can also share and research without having to pay the royalty. They can further develop their research efficiently by sharing innovative ideas with each other. By using the same materials and facilities makes it cost effective. Another advantage is that the scientists can gain the required facilities who otherwise would not have any access to them. Problems faced in collaboration. Every coin has two sides, and collaboration also has its own very own negative effects. Since collaborations can be problematic when there are disagreements on a particular topic or results, that leads to delay in the completion of the research more than the anticipated time. This delay requires more funding. There can even be a dispute on the distribution of the reward since everyone gets an equal amount, although their part in the research may be very less. The conclusion. Based on economic impacts of scientific collaborations, the strength outweigh the limitations. Economically, scientific collaboration can have a lot of positive impacts, like scientists producing work in cost-efficient way with a smaller amount of resources being used. Not only does scientific collaboration economically benefit organizations and colleges, it can also boost a whole country's economy. However, there are also drawbacks to scientific collaboration as it could potentially lead to conflicts over the royalties and bragging rights over the work produced. Thank you.